Wajimaya. Honestly, one of my favorite grocery stores here in downtown Seattle. They have a few different locations, but it's not just a Japanese grocery store, it's an Asian grocery store. This is heaven for me. The first thing on my list is mushrooms. They got hella mushrooms here. I know I'm not the only person, but I'll be on like Instagram or YouTube and just be scrolling through and I see like a recipe that just looks like it's so delicious and I have to cook it, and it's this enoki mushroom bloom. So like a blooming onion, but all you do is slice this up, batter it, deep fry it. Oh my gosh. If you know, you know. And I saw it, I was like, Judy would love this. So I'm gonna buy this and get it. Interesting, this is a product of Korea. I just said Japanese grocery store, but look, why? Why are enoki mushrooms from Korea? Kind of surprised, like I would assume they grow it here. The other mushrooms that they have that are really good too, maitakes. Hard to see, but these are also really delicious. I always load up on mushrooms. In a lot of Asian cooking, mushrooms like are a really, really important ingredient. Lots of flavor if you do it right. Like this, for example, organic oyster mushrooms, really good for pizzas. You can find oyster mushrooms at American grocery stores, but these two, much harder. Definitely get all this. Oh yeah, here's another good one too, right here. King oyster mushrooms. You rarely find these ones at a American grocery store. I just get a variety, just deep fry them. That's about 24 bucks for mushrooms, which is not that bad because you would easily pay more than that at a average grocery store. So I'm not complaining. Like this, $3.55 for all these. No, there's not a lot of weight to mushrooms, and when you cook them, obviously they do shrink up, but it's all good. They're gonna be delicious. This is just by chance. Look, more mushrooms. Lion's mane mushrooms, more mushrooms. And this is for, I guess, yakiniku. A lot of yakiniku stuff here. If you guys don't know, I've done a lot of videos on this specific grocery store. I do it because I know a lot of people might feel intimidated. I'll tell you, this specific grocery store is more Americanized than it once was. One of the reasons I love this grocery store in the beginning, we're talking like 20 years ago, it was like I was walking into Japan. But they've really modernized it and just kind of made it more friendly for non-Asian people, especially if you're not Japanese. But they still sell basically everything that they used to. And whether it's this video or another video, it's gonna help you out. More mushrooms. It must be like mushroom season or something, but look. Mini king oyster mushrooms, seafood mushrooms. I didn't even know that was a thing. Seafood mushrooms, what is it? Oh, they got these variety packs. So they got the enokis right there, king oysters, shimeji white, brown mushroom mix. Where's the seafood ones? I don't know, is this the seafood ones? No, these are king flower shiitake mushrooms. Yum. Yeah, shiitakes, that's very Japanese. You know, they have them all over the world, but there you go, more mushrooms, and look, more enoki mushrooms too. $2.29. Oh, it must be a sale price. All right, vegetables. Us Asian people, we love our veggies, and there is so many cool ones here. Like this, sweet bok choy. I didn't even know that was a thing, but they have it here. I know about this, Chinese broccoli. If you know, you know. Gobo, this is a really cool one. What you do is you can like slice this, cook it up. You can make it into like a really cool side dish, but it's a big long roux, obviously. I mean, it's just crazy. You just don't see this kind of stuff in the States. Korean radish. I'm pretty sure I've eaten that at a Korean restaurant, but I've never bought that. What is this? Green lobak. This is also Korean radish, but it's much smaller. And then right here, Japanese radish is called daikon. This is actually probably what I'm going to be buying for sinigang, which is a Filipino dish, but I prefer this for the soup dish that I'm going to make later. What is this? It's called seltus. Looks like another root dish. It's got some leafy greens at the top. Tell me, what do you cook with this? I'm always finding new stuff. I can only speak for the American grocery stores that I go to a lot of times. The selection for veggies obviously is going to be catered towards American cuisines, American recipes, even though they do have like, you know, different sections for, you know, Asian cooking or Latino or Mexican cooking or Mexican dishes. But here, there's just so much. If you go to other countries like Japan or China, even the Philippines, they just have such a huge variety for those dishes. So when I come here, I get to find all those unique veggies, including ones I've never even seen before. Like these guys, Indian bitter melon. I've never been to India and I've never had this dish or this vegetable. That's pretty cool. In the Philippines, they have this right here. This is just regular bitter melon, which I have had in the Philippines. Had it with an omelet once and it was really good. It's kind of bitter, hence the name bitter melon, but really healthy, very good for you. Oftentimes the stuff that doesn't taste really good have the best health benefits. Look at these guys, Japanese mountain yam, and for some reason it's inside of sawdust, or I don't know what that is. And then this, lily bulbs. I'm guessing these are lily bulbs. I wonder if those are actual like lilies. This is the bulb that it grows from. Another new veggie, Thai eggplant. It's green. Look at this. Indian eggplant, much smaller. 2 eggplants I've never seen before, again. All right, let's move on to the fruit because there's a whole bunch here that maybe you've seen, maybe you haven't. These are cool. Banana flower, obviously the flower of a banana tree. Fei Hua, not sure what that is, but they got it. I'm assuming it's a fruit because it's in the section. Kumquats, tiny little oranges. You can totally eat the skin. They're pretty good. Jackfruit, and these guys look good. This is one of the fruits which I prefer buying wherever it grows, like tropical areas like Hawaii or the Philippines. But this one actually looks halfway decent. I'm not gonna get it. This is one of my favorite tropical fruits. Ooh, Hawaiian papayas. A little bit smaller, a different type of color, and from Hawaii. That's pretty cool. So just seeing all of this tropical fruit is making me miss going to Hawaii. It's one of my favorite places on earth, but not for the beaches, not for the touristy stuff, literally for the farmer's market and the food that the farmers grow. I could just literally go there and buy ingredients, cook, and be happy and eat at the farmer's market. Speaking of sinigang, sinigang is like a sour soup, and normally use the powdered version, but look, they got actual tamarind here. There's 2 different kinds. Oh, this one's a sweet one, this is a sour one. I'm assuming this is the one you would use for sinigang, which is a Filipino soup, and the sweet one probably just for the desserts. I didn't know there was a sweet and a sour one. Fun fact, did you know you can use guava for sinigang and not just tamarind? I believe that's what Judy's dad told me. Anything sour you can use to make your sour soup or your sinigang, but I've never done it, but you can do it with guava, I guess. So Asian countries like Japan and Korea, and maybe in China too, they like their fancy fruits. These are some oranges packed all nicely from Korea. Halabong oranges, I guess, or mandarins. Over here, more Korean fruits. These are just Korean pears. Again, packed all nice with the little mesh, you know, wrapping around each one. This one I'm gonna assume is from Costa Rica. So obviously Hawaii, they make a lot of pineapples, but in Costa Rica they also grow them, and these are the pink ones. Actually, last time that I did a video here, not last time, maybe like a year ago, I bought these and I tasted them with the girls. Kind of expensive though, $9.99 for one. So they're actually like a good deal right now. Oh shoot, I didn't know they were 15 bucks. Might have to get one of these, and you gotta get them while they're around.
Save $5.
Oh wow! Well, I'm definitely gonna get some then. Thank you so much for telling me that. Well, thinking they're expensive, but shoot, my girls are gonna look. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there you go. Appreciate it. That lady is a great saleswoman. She just got me to buy one of those pineapples. I was not planning on buying that. I thought it was expensive, but she said it's $5 off, so hey, gotta get it while it's here. Look at this. I've never seen taro being sold here. That's cool. This is peeled. It says all natural. Where is it grown? California, maybe? Oh, product of Mexico. Hella expensive for good reason. Fresh wasabi. A lot of people don't know that the wasabi you have at most sushi spots, not all of them, most. It's not this. This is the real deal. It's kind of wet. It's got like a milder taste to it, but the stuff that you usually get at a sushi restaurant, I think is horseradish with wasabi flavoring in it. So this one, a little more subtle, but it's really hard to grow and it's very expensive. This one thing is 21 bucks. I'm not gonna buy it. If I ever was gonna do sushi at home, I totally would. Organic black radishes. Didn't even know those existed. I have seen these purple asparagus. But did you know there's white asparagus? They might even have some white asparagus bottled and jarred, but white asparagus, they grow it in the dark, which is really cool. I had it as a kid in Japan, and what you do is, I think you steam it and then dip it in some mayonnaise, specifically Kewpie. It's actually really good, but it's got a subtle flavor, but it grows in the dark, which is nuts. So I'm looking for white asparagus. I don't see it. Usually they pickle it or jar it just like this asparagus is, but they must not have it here. What they do have is more mushrooms. Golden mushrooms. Enokis, I'm guessing. They look just like them, but I didn't know they can them. More mushrooms up here. Whatever these are straw mushrooms, I think. Naneko mushrooms. Like I said, Asian people, they love their mushrooms. Oyster mushrooms. Wow. Okay, this seems very stereotypical, but it's stereotyped for a reason. Bamboo. Bamboo that's jarred, and it's actually really good. I love this stuff. Like you can have it like as a side dish or, you know, like a condiment. That's a spicy bamboo. Bamboo shoot strips. More bamboo shoots, more bamboo, 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 lots of bamboo. Oh, look at that. Do you ever say a word so many times it doesn't even sound like the word, it just sounds fake? That's how I feel saying bamboo. Peanuts and soy sauce. What would you use this for? If you guys ever cook with this or eat this, tell me the purpose. All right, moving on to Asian fruits. Yeah, they got a lot of them canned. This is wild to me. I would have never thought you could can a banana. I'm very curious on what that tastes like. Then right here, they got those banana blossoms canned. Now this seems kind of normal. Papaya chunks, pineapple. I mean, we've all seen canned pineapples. But what about canned lychees? I bet that's hella good. More lychee. This is whole seedless lychee and syrup. Jackfruit. This is really good. I think Filipinos use this when they're making bilo. It's a Filipino dessert. Young green jackfruit. This is that whole fruit. And what they do is they peel out this fruit when it turns yellow or orangey. But this is before it ripens, so just like young coconut, it's still green. They got rambutan, they got longan, rambutan with pineapple and syrup. And naturally, hella coconut, all kinds. I wonder what the difference is. So this is just coconut meat and syrup. This is coconut milk, but there's a lot of different kinds. This is a premium coconut milk. This is just non-premium coconut milk, same company. Then of course, they got some Thai coconut milk here. More Thai coconut milk, more. This one's unsweetened. This one's light and unsweetened. And more light, 50% less fat on this one. Okay, up there was coconut milk. This is coconut cream, which I'm assuming is thicker. Whoa, coconut cream powder. That's cool. You know, in China, they have tons of different dried mushrooms, dried, veggies that they add to their cooking. Now, dried mushrooms are super expensive. This is $5 for this organic maitake, and it's super light. It's almost like it has, like no substance to it because obviously it's dry, but very strong in its flavor because they removed all the moisture. So even if you rehydrate it, I think it changes the flavor profile a little bit. It just makes it more concentrated and delicious. So that's probably going to be way better than like this, though this is what I normally buy for usage at my house. That's what it looks like. What's the ingredients at? Yeah, more horseradish. Gets the job done, but it's not the real thing like that $21 little root. So I'm gonna make a sinigang. So I need to get the ingredients now. I'm done vlogging and I'm ready to go home, start cooking. All right, first thing, eggplant. I love these little Japanese eggplants, more subtle. I think sweeter. I just like them for when I'm making sinigang versus a bigger eggplant. And then daikon, same thing. I do try to get the organic ones. A little more expensive, it's $8. But very healthy, very good for you. So that's what I'm gonna get. Normally, I would get these green beans for sinigang because I think this is what they use in the Philippines. These are just long beans, but they're not looking so good. So let's look for regular green beans. They don't have organic green beans. They got the regular standard French green beans. Or I don't even know if they're French, just at Costco, they'll have French green beans for whatever reason. Yeah, grab a whole bunch of these. About this much right here. Okay, I kind of go crazy with tomatoes. These are heirloom tomatoes, which have way more flavor than your average tomato, but they're $6 a pound. So this guy right here, how much is this? I'm kind of afraid to even weigh this. Oh, it's not that bad. So that's like, oh shit, never mind, take that back. That's $3 for this guy. Ugh, that's for my kids. $3 for one tomato. Is it worth it? Yeah. I'm gonna grab a couple of these guys as well. These are organic Roma tomatoes. Same price, funny enough, as that heirloom. But yeah, I like a lot of tomatoes, so I'm gonna mix it with the heirloom. Last ingredient for the sinigang is pork. And there's no better pork than right here. This is kuro-buta pork, very flavorful. This is like the Wagyu of pork. And so I'm definitely gonna use this. Dang, that's a good deal. $2.99 per pound for pork shoulder. It's not kuro-buta, but that is a good deal. So I may have to get that $4 just for this guy. And lots of fat, which I like. So between these two, I think we're good to go. All right, Judy asked me for some tonkatsu sauce, which we always go for the bulldog, and it is $6 for, how much is that? 16 full ounces. Or I could go for this. They call it for restaurant, and that is 60 flow ounces for $15. 25 cents per ounce versus 35 cents. Is it worth it? You know what? I think I'm just gonna get this. All right, time to check out. Had to load up on some rice because it's $14 off. It's a good deal right there. Hello. Definitely gonna need bags.